Hello and welcome. I'm Rahul, and you're watching me on my Facebook page, on my YouTube channel, Rahul Talks. And if you are watching me from a long time, welcome back to my channel. I usually make videos in order to enhance your experience, but one thing I always make it clear that if you'll be listening to me continuously for 6 months, your English listening ability, your understanding ability of English language, you will certainly grow. You'll be able to grasp each and everything whatever people talk about about anything in English language. You'll be able to grasp that. You'll be able to understand exactly what they are talking, what they are communicating, because I have learned this thing in this way, because I have learned English language only through listening, and I make it sure that if you listen to me continuously for 6 months, it will make a drastic change in your life, and you will be able to grasp everything, you'll be able to understand everything, because English is a language which is contagious. Every language is contagious. If you make yourself a person who can always be in this kind of environment where you will listen more, where you will give yourself a domain where you have facility of English language, listening and then speaking and then reading and writing, all four counts, but listening is more important initially, because if you listen more, your mind will have certain changes. It will try to understand, it will, it has certain elasticity kind of thing, which is called neuroplasticity. you know neuroplasticity will certainly make able your brain to understand each and everything and grasp each and everything, because whatever our brain don't comprehend, it tries to comprehend that, it tries to make our brain enlarge each and every day so that it can grasp everything. Our neuroplasticity allow that, and then we certainly make a changes in our brain, and then we become habitual of that. That's why I make it sure that in 6 months you will certainly be able to grasp each and everything. But today I want to make one thing clear, which is important to understand. You know, you have to be dynamic in order to get success. Yeah, you have to be dynamic. Nowadays, world has been changed, and if you want to live in this kind of environment, you have to be dynamic. Yes, tranquility of mind, peace of mind is important. But beside that, if you talk about adeptness, being adroitful, being someone who can handle all the pressures and all the work, in the workplace or in any startup, whatever you want to do, if you want to make a business and if you want to do a startup, then you have to think of yourself that you have to be dynamic. Then only you will find result, because every person is competing with you in the same field, in the same market arena, and who will compete more, they will be winner. It is known to everybody. That is why, for competing with that kind of personality uh, who are in the market from a long time and who want to sustain, and you are their new player, then you have to work harder than them. Not only harder but more smarter as well. So being dynamic include both. Dynamic people will be adroitful, will be more adroit, will be more, adept in adapting something new. You have to adapt each and everything quite effectively, and you have to understand and decipher that what is important. You have to be visionary. If you will be visionary enough, then you can make certain strategy in your life, and then you can implement that. Even in job, it is expected that you be dynamic at each and every field. Then only you'll be able to execute each and every work. Nowadays we will see certain changes in our organization. The organization is putting all of the content, all of the resources, and they are expecting that without training you will be able to do that, execute that, and only they will give you SOPs and something which even you will not get at some places. And you are expected to do that, in quite a few time. You will not be able to train yourself for a long period of time. You have to adapt it quickly. So certain changes you have to adapt. You have to be dynamic to sustain yourself in that kind of competitive era. The era is being competitive each and every day. you know and one thing I want to tell you, that tranquility and peace of mind is equally important. Whenever you come home, back to your home, after your work, you be peaceful, you be someone who can bring peace in their family. They will not bring the work to the home place. And that is why it is important to make a balance out of your experience, because you have to be dynamic. That means also you have to ensure safety of your personal life, your personal space. You have to ensure that the people in your family are getting ample time from you, and they are being loved, they are being cared, that they should be given to. That's why it is important that you have to understand that it is equally important to manage your work life as well as your personal life, because if you are being dynamic, then only you can manage that. And you have to be emotionally intelligent. You have to manage your emotions. How to manage your emotions? You have to understand that, you have to identify that each and every emotions count in your life. And some emotions can be debilitating if you are moving in negative direction. Some negativity is coming to your mind, and it is dampening your spirit. Then you have to understand exactly that these dampening forces have to be countered, have to be taken action to debilitate them, not to yourself, until unless you don't make these forces, disappear and peter out from your life, until unless you don't do that, you will not be at peaceful pace, that's why if you want to find your mind to be at peaceful place, you have to adapt certain changes in your life. Certain habit can change that, you know if anytime, if you return to your home and something comes to your mind that this has to be done, and this hasn't happened, this has to be done that way, this should not be done this way, then you are making your time, count badly for you, that's why you have to understand that, your time should be counted positive when you are coming to your home, because each and every hour of your time, 8 hour of your sleep, 10 hour at the workplace, and these 6 hours that you are getting, these are the most prime time of your life. And these 6 hours, you should not interfere with the negativity, with the workload, with the bizarre thoughts that are coming to your mind. You have to be positive, filled with positivity. Then only positivity will flow in your family, and family persons will be around you, will be seeking help from you, will be seeking love from you, will be seeking some care from you, will be seeking some kind of knowledge from you. If you want to imbibe more knowledge in these 6 hours you have, only in that very period you can read something, you can make a skills, some extracurricular activities you can learn. Then these are the time which is really prime time of your life. You have to understand exactly that this should be here. That is why I want to focus on that, because this 6 hour of your time is the main time of your life, and if you're losing that, then you are losing your life actually. And the same thing is important with your work life. If you're not being dynamic, then you'll be obsolete, you will be someone who can be dropped out of the market. That is why I'm telling you that equally it is important that you have to be dynamic at each and every place, learning and understanding your emotional intelligence, learning and understanding how to stimulate happiness in your life, because certain changes, certain habitual changes, will change your life altogether. Thank you for listening to me.